Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 18 of the book of Galatians. Now, here's the way this podcast works. I generally am trying to move through scripture, but I also don't want to leave any diamonds laying on the ground. And generally when I start in the morning with my blank piece of paper and my Bible, I reread yesterday's passage to kind of get me up to speed of where I'm going today and what the context is. So I'm actually going to go backwards today, which is something that I don't think I've ever done it in hundreds of podcasts, because a line caught me today and I think it's worth pursuing. Here's the line. This is Paul talking to the Galatians, and he says, "Brothers, I entreat you, become as I am." I'm going to stop right there. And I'm thinking about the exceptions to this. Let's say you had an opportunity to speak to a young believer, or, less experienced Christian, someone that's not as Christian as long as you. And let's say you had the opportunity to say to them, "Become as I am." Now, can any of us say, "Become as I am," period? Or do we say, "Become as I am, except ... So let me just kind of play that game just for a little bit. You kind of follow along with my thought process. So I'm talking for the rest of this, and for a little bit, I'm going to be talking to a young believer. I'm going to say, "Hey, become as I am, except for the way I drive, because, people deserve to be honked at and yelled at and gestured at." Or become as I am, except for my pride. It's like, hey, well, somebody's got to think I'm terrific. I think it should be me. Or become as I am, except for the way I give money, because, I'm not very generous, and I'm certainly not very cheerful about it. And if I do give 10%, then, my mind is, hey, the rest of the money is mine. So, you might not want to follow me in that. Become as I am, except for, how about, my priorities? Oh, well, man, there's a lot of things that I'm controlling, and, somebody's got to be in charge. So I'm going to wrestle this out. Or become as I am, except for, how about my quotient of joy? I'm not a very joyful person. Why? Life is hard. You should know that. And then you die. I'm just not a joyful person. Or become as I am, except for, hey, my church habits. Oh, my goodness, I've definitely given up the gathering together. Have you been to the church recently? I don't like it. It's messy. The people are fragile. They're going to tell me crap about myself I don't want to hear. So, it's better if I just go. I'll watch it online maybe. Or become as I am, except for my patient. I certainly don't demonstrate patience in my life. People just kind of make me angry, So I think they deserve it. Or become as I am, except for my discipline in food. Well, this area is out of control, but have you tasted food recently? It's fantastic. And, I just don't care that much. Or become as I am, except for how I'm treating my health. Like, I'm not handling my ailments or my aging very well. I'm kind of terrible at that, but that's just the way it is. Or become as I am, young Christian, except for the areas of sensuality and sexual morality, and in thought and deed. And, if you, young Christian, you better avoid what goes on inside my head or with my zipper. That certainly would be good. You certainly shouldn't be pursuing or gratifying the desires of the flesh the way that I am. You probably should not follow me in that area. Or become as I am, except for kindness. I'm just not that's just not the way I am. Or become as I am except for love. Yeah, love does not characterize my life very much. Or become as I am except for heritage. I'm probably going to leave a legacy of, some debts and a messy life to clean up, and I'm going to leave some relational non-forgiveness, and they'll just have to figure it out. Or become as I am except for angry. I'm an angry person. All my people are angry. We've always been angry. Deal with it. Become as I am except for my devotion to serving. Do you know how busy I am? Do you know who I am? I don't even know if I have 7 minutes for a stupid podcast. Who is the kind of time to serve? Or be as I am except for my heart for the unsaved. That's what evangelists are for. That's what we pay pastors for. Or become as I am except for my habits in the Bible. Who can understand it? Become as I am except for my character of goodness. I mean, I'm not that bad. I'm just neutral, whatever. Or become as I am except for my tongue. I sure as hell shouldn't have what's coming out of my mouth come out of your mouth. Or how about my public witness is drinking? It's like, well, that I'm just going to have to take that off the table. Or politics, I just can't, shut my mouth. Or I just have to nail people online because they're so stupid. So I'm going to stop now, and we're going to sign off this podcast. And here's what I want to do, listeners. I'm back to myself here now. I want you to say this out loud. This is what Paul did. He said, brothers, I entreat you to become as I am. But I want us to say, except for, and let's just say it. What would you tell a young Christian that you should not be followed in? Pick one of these areas, pick your own. You know what this is. So here's the line, and then I'm going to hang up. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Become as I am, except, ... What would you say?